Hey there, I have a question for you. Do you work on projects where fire blocking is a code requirement? If you're an architect, engineer, contractor, inspector, or installer, then you need to know which products meet the code requirements. And that's why I want to invite you to our Fire Stop Coffee Break training, because this will help with that and so much more. Now, if you think you know fire blocking, then this training will bring your knowledge to a whole new level. Let me explain what we're going to do. First, I'm going to tell you a story of a fire because, well, that's where our story starts. It'll start to raise some eyebrows about what products are approved for use as a fire block material. Then we'll walk you through the fire test standards because when you understand the standards before we walk through the building codes, it helps you understand the codes on a whole new level. We're going to talk about both the IRC and the IBC, the Residential Code and the International Building Code. During this discussion, our focus will be on fire blocking and specifically those 3 words in the code that cause so much confusion. They are or approved material. I mean, how is anyone supposed to know what is or is not acceptable or okay to approve? So tell me, do you let people use fire block foams? Maybe you tell people you can only use the orange foam for fire block. If you do, you might be interested in knowing that most of those are not installed properly. Just to prove that point, I'll show you one that you probably have seen sold in big hardware stores. And we'll walk through all the paperwork and you'll see how it's supposed to be installed to the depth, the full depth of the plate that it's penetrating. Is that what you see in the field? I mean, if there is a cable going through a top plate that's made of 2 2x4s, do the installers actually have, what would that be, 3 inches of foam around the cable? That's what this stuff actually requires. I'm going to show you where the paperwork calls that out as a requirement. But what about fire stop? Can you use foams for fire stop? If you say yes to orange as a fire block foam and no to any foam as a fire stop, then you've got to join me for this training because I'm going to turn your world upside down. Now, let me make one thing clear. If you're the kind of person who's just going to do whatever you need to do to get by, get through the job, keep the inspector happy, then this training might not be for you. However, if you're the kind of person who wants to do the right thing, the kind of person who understands the importance of liability, not just for the reputation of the company that you work for, but also for your own personal peace of mind. If you want to know that you're leaving behind a legacy of building that's done right, then this is just the kind of training that you and your team need. Here's the problem. When you're trying to do the right thing, especially when it comes to fire blocking, there are no test standards for fire blocking. So identifying what is and isn't okay is confusing at best. And if you've ever found that frustrating, we'll answer those questions for you. You'll know exactly what the code requirements are. And then we'll circle back to our story about the fire that started this whole thing. And once we've explained the modified test standards, you'll actually understand the orange fire block foam in a whole new way and how a product that's actually an accelerant could be approved for use in the building code as a fire block material. This might just change the way you look at fire block products. We'll see you then.